What's going on, guys? So today we're making barbecue hot dog jerky. Stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, so like I said, we are making barbecue hot dog jerky. Now, I like jerky and I have a dehydrator, and well, you know, I was looking for some new things to dehydrate for you guys, and I figured I didn't see a lot of videos out there about dehydrating hot dogs. And there's a reason for that. Hot dogs have a lot of oil and grease in them that doesn't sit very well when you get ready to put it on shelf life. That'll cause basically botulism, and it won't sit on the shelf very long. But think about this, guys. You got hot dogs. When's the last time anybody had hot dogs? Well, I know for me, hot dogs, they don't stick around very long. It's not something that stays in the fridge for a very long time. I'm single and I have a son, 4 legs. He goes woof woof. His name is Ace. He loves hot dogs too. So these don't stay around very long. So at best, when I make this will last about a week. So if you're looking to make this and have it sit on the shelf for years or months at a time, negative. This is not the video for you. Go somewhere else. You're probably not going to find a video to do it with hot dogs because of the things I told you. But if you're looking for something to make that's going to taste really good, and basically you'll be eating it within a week anyway, this is the video for you guys. So let's take a look at what the ingredients are that we have to go on here. Obviously, I have 2 packs of hot dogs. Now, I'm only going to use, these are 2 8-packs. I'm only going to use about 12 hot dogs. That's about what can fit comfortably inside of my dehydrator. Then we have barbecue sauce, which is the key ingredient here. And I just happen to choose Sweet Baby Ray's hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce. Over here we have the chupacabra sauce. You guys know I love this stuff. Very good stuff. Mustard, just basic mustard. Your ketchup, just your basic ketchup. Worcestershire. What? Did I say it right? Okay, how about Worcestershire sauce? No? How about Worcestershire sauce? Hey, there we go. But that's pretty much the ingredients, guys. So let's go ahead and let's prep our hot dogs and prep our sauce, and let's just go from there. Alrighty, guys, so the first thing we want to try to do here is we're going to cut up our hot dogs. Now, you can cut your hot dogs up into any types of arrangements that you'd like to cut them up into, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I like to have like the little beef jerky strips. So what I'm going to do is I'll be cutting our hot dogs into 4s, basically straight down the middle. Okay, guys, so we got our hot dogs here, and basically this is what you're going to do. You're going to take your hot dog. You want to get a very sharp knife, okay? You're going to take your hot dog, and that is Ace that you hear in the background, because he sees and hears the word hot dog and he thinks he should have them. And you're going to cut it down the middle one way. You hear him, don't you? Acers, I'm doing something right now. Acers! Sorry about that, guys. So basically what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to take the hot dog. See if you guys can see this. Here, you can do this. Okay. I'm going to take the hot dog. You're going to cut it down the center as evenly as possible. Then you're going to take your half, and then you're going to cut it down the center as evenly as possible. And you do the same thing with the other half. So basically what you have are these little slithers of hot dog. So basically you cut your hot dogs into 4s. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alrighty, guys, so when you're done, this is basically what you're going to have. You're going to have about 12 hot dogs cut up into 4s. So that's 12 times 4. Yeah, you do the math. That's how many hot dogs you're going to have in here, okay? Now, what I did next is I put them into a Ziploc bag. Now, if you notice what I did is they're all pointing the same way. They're not pointing left, right, up, down, all that stuff. Reason being is because they're in quarters, they're kind of not so strong. as they were if they were whole or half. So you want to make sure they're all pointing the same direction. All right, so just go ahead and set this aside. Let's go ahead and make our sauce. All right, guys, so there's two ways that you can make this sauce. You can make it by eye, like I'm going to show you, or you can make it by actual specific amounts. So for all you guys that need specific amounts and you can't deal with it with any other way, let me go ahead and tell you what those specific amounts are. You're going to use 3 tablespoons of barbecue sauce, 6 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of mustard, and 6 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire, you know what I'm talking about. And chupacabra seasoning to taste. Okay? That's if you guys are going to measure. Now, I'm not going to measure, so let me show you how I'm going to do it. So basically what we're going to say, we need about 3 tablespoons of barbecue sauce, right? So we'll take your barbecue sauce. I think that's about 3 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. And now we need about 2 tablespoons of mustard. That's about 2 tablespoons of mustard. We need 6 tablespoons of ketchup. And now our Worcestershire sauce. And we're only going to need about, well, you need about 6 tablespoons of that. So the same with the ketchup, it's the same with the Worcestershire sauce. And then you want to add your chupacabra seasoning to mix, to taste. That was plenty for me right there. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just basically mix all this together. But this is what you end up with, guys. Just a creamy sauce. Okay? Alright, guys, so now that you got your sauce all situated, what you're going to do now is you're just going to go ahead, open up your bag, and pour your sauce in. Now, a lot of you said, hey, you could have made that in the bag. Yeah, I could have, but I couldn't have mixed it in the bag as well as I mixed it outside of the bag. So hush your mouth, pickiness. Make sure that you get all that sauce in there. Because let me tell you something, guys. The sauce tastes pretty good. It really does. Alright, guys, so we got our sauce in here. What we're going to do is we're basically going to just roll this over and just try to mix the sauce in with the remainder of the hot dog. So we're going to go ahead and seal this up. And we're just going to do just a quick mixing of this. Now, if you're not using Ziploc bags like I'm not, be very careful that you don't burst the bag on the other side there. Now, you also want to be very careful that you don't break any of your hot dogs while they're being marinated in there, because you want them all as long strips so that you can actually use them as long jerky strips. So basically what I've done now is I've got them pretty much all marinated in here. So what I'm going to do is open up the bag and try to let out as much air as possible. If I can get my fingers in here. I'm just going to fold it over, and seal it up. And we'll take this and set this. See how this little guy is trying to bend out? It's okay. You're going to take this and set this in the refrigerator for 24 to 48 hours. Alrighty, guys, so it has been 48 hours. I decided to let it marinate another day. And this is the result. Pretty much the same thing that you kind of saw before, but basically marinated very well. So what we're going to do now is take this and transfer it over to this. Stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, so basically what you're going to do, and I'm going to, you could use tongs if you'd like, But I'm just going to kind of roll this down. Just kind of stick my hand in there. And then just start laying these guys across the dehydrator. Now when you lay these in the dehydrator, you want to make sure that you space them. You want to give the dehydrator plenty of time to, plenty of room to dehydrate these guys. You're not going to get a bunch on there, so, you know, just hang up the idea right off the bat right now. And this is what you're going to do. And that's basically one tray right there, guys. So once you've got that one tray set up, then you're going to basically do the exact same thing with your other trays that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back with you guys in a minute. Alrighty, guys. So all the trays are populated, as you can see, with the barbecue goodness of your sliced hot dogs. And notice that I have them spread apart from each other. You do not want to pack this down, because it just obviously, for any other dehydrating purposes, it just makes it that much more difficult for it to dehydrate. It's going to take longer for it to happen because you got them so packed so closely. Now some of you are going, oh my God, that is such a mess. It's going to be all sticky and gooey and blah, 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 blah. If you're worried about having to clean your dehydrator, which you're going to have to do anyway after you use it, folks, then this recipe is not for you. Dehydrating may not be for you because you're a lazy slob that doesn't want to clean up your dishes. I'm kidding. You're not lazy. But what's going to happen is, yes, it's going to drip. But as you can see in the bottom of this pan, I have some aluminum foil, which I am pulling up now for some shrinking reason. In the bottom there, as you can see, which is going to catch all the drippage of this barbecue sauce. So how long do we have to dehydrate these guys? This is the way that I'm going to do it. You're going to dehydrate them for a full 12 hours. I may flip the trays around. This normal dehydrating practices, guys. But about 12 hours is what it should take to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and put the top on this guy. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the dehydrating button. And we will see you guys in 12 hours. Yum, yum. Alrighty, guys. So I actually went a little bit longer here. It has actually been 16, 18 hours. I've actually dehydrated it. And you're saying, wow, that's a lot of time for dehydrating this, but I have an older dehydrator that doesn't have the temperature setting, so sometimes it takes a little longer to get stuff dehydrated normally if you have one that has a temperature gauge. But anyway, so I went 12 hours and then I flipped around the trays, kind of rotated everything, and then went another 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6 hours. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn her off and let's take a look and see what she looks like. So this is the finished result here. As you can see, I can focus in on that for you. Basically, that's what it looks like. Let me see how it smells. It smells awesome, guys. Do a quick taste. It's definitely dehydrated. It's not crisp, it's kind of a dry gummy, but you can taste the flavoring in it really well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take what I have here and basically transfer it over to a jar, and we'll set it in the refrigerator and kind of let it sit for a bit. Alrighty, guys, so this is the finished result. What you have here is all of the hot dogs. Place them in a little pint-size, quart-size jar, whichever one. I think it's a quart-size jar. And I'm going to stick these in the refrigerator, kind of let them harden a little bit. And then we should be ready to taste these guys, no problem. I've tasted a couple of them up so far, and you can definitely taste the barbecue in them. One of the things that you're going to realize is when you take them off of there, some of the barbecue sauce kind of dehydrates to the screen. So some of them you'll have to peel off of the screening, but it is what it is. Now you say I could have wiped these off before putting them in there, but guys, when you got them soaking in that lovely flavor, I don't want to wipe any of the sauce off of it. this kind of cooks its way into the dehydrating process. So that's it, guys. That is barbecue hot dog jerky. Hadn't seen many of these on the internet. So there you go, my version of it. And thanks you guys for coming by and listening and watching and doing all the cool things that you do to help out my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.